Al?
Finally a win, eh? Yeah, thoroughly deserved, I think. I think on the balance of the chances, I mean, particularly first half, 1-0 up at half time. But actually,
I thought you were really frustrated again, weren't you?
Yeah,
here we go again.
Yeah, I thought we could have had a few more. I think somebody's going to get hit, aren't they, when we've actually managed to convert these chances. But yeah, no, it's good first half. And we said there'd be a reaction from them second half, and obviously we got the goal, didn't we, to go 2-0 up, and I thought we were more than deserved that again. And then they had a right spell, didn't they, for kind of like 15-20 minutes. And what's pleasing from my point of view is that we actually stood up to that, as opposed to in previous weeks where when they've had a spell we've conceded 2-3 goals, and I think they probably think it's a penalty for them, and I don't think it's a penalty, to be honest with you. I mean, I actually think their player fouls our player. I might be wrong when I look back at the footage, and I'd happily admit if I was wrong. But from what the lads are saying to me in the dressing room, they don't think it's a foul either. So frustrating from that point of view, but then obviously we've then gone on and killed the game, and I think we've had a couple of other little half chances as well which we could have killed the game from. But overall, I think from today was about getting the result, and actually I think the performance was good as well. We asked for a few more characters midweek. We had to sit down as a collective and look at where we want to go with the season, what we want to do about things, and what the targets the lads have wanted to try and emulate what they did last season, things like that. And I said if we're going to do that, so we've got to be a lot more leaders on the pitch. There's got to be a lot more players who are prepared to step up when times get tough and things are difficult for us. And thankfully that we did that today. And I said it's all well and good doing it after a poor result for us on Monday. I said it's got to be the way every week. I mean, you look on there towards the end of it, you've got Tom and Ben and Kenny who are shouting on there, making everybody get into position and making sure that we're resolute and we're hard to beat, and that we're not going to concede a goal to let them back into it. And that's what we want, and that needs to stay for the rest of the season now.
I mean, one of the keys to our success over the time that you've been here is the quality of our wide players, and we saw that really today. Probably the clearest we've seen that this season with both Jude and Chris, and then with Will. It's as though we've got that. All of a sudden they've got a spark that perhaps we've been lacking. Yeah. But they've really got it today. They
played with the back three, and it was an out and out back three really. The two wing backs didn't really drop in, and the two for them on the far side is a complete mismatch against Jude. Jude's movement in behind him we couldn't deal with, and I think Chris had the left centre half's a good player actually, and obviously he's an effective player. And I think Chris gave them a good torrid time with it, because their two wide centre halves were picking up our two wide men. That actually left Reg 1v1 with Alex Morris at centre half, which was actually really nice. And that was the plan, was to get our front three on their back three as high as possible and cause them problems. And I think when you 3v3 back there, any slight problems or any slight mishaps, you're in. And I think Jude got in behind very well for us today, and Chris as well. And obviously
some lovely interchanges with Reg as well, weren't they? They seem to be working really well today.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice when it all comes off, and just with a bit of more ruthless finishing. And to be fair to them, they were throwing bodies on the line, and fair play to them. And obviously there's a couple of blocks, things like that in there. So on another day, I think we have a couple of more. But yeah, look, I'm just pleased with the result really.
And you've got the old head back up right back. Yeah, it does make such a difference. I think it's just his presence. He just seems so comfortable no matter what people throw at him. And having another old head in the squad must be a real benefit.
Yeah, Levi's experience is big for us, and I think all across the back line, from Adam all the way to Tom, Kenny and Levi, I thought they did very well today as a four, and I thought they did well with that. And I think Ben in that holding midfield position today was excellent as well, and he won a lot of ball in there, and he did very well. And as usual, the two in front, they were tenacious, won a lot of second balls, Connor and Charlie. And I just think overall it was a very good performance from every single one of them on there.
We go to Dudley Town on Tuesday. We had a couple of cracking games against Dudley at the back end of last season. They'd started brilliantly and they've lost today, which came as a bit of a surprise in a way. But it'll be a tough challenge on a surface the ball's meant to skip around a lot.
Yeah, I think Vic's are excellent. I think that point that we got there was a good point.
And the only points they've dropped.
Yeah, it's an excellent point, and considering the personnel we got available on that day, it was actually a point from us. And actually, it could have been more. A couple of mistakes wasn't there for their goals, and actually. And I know that Dudley have picked up again. They've had a good start to the season, and obviously we treat them with the respect. We've had a number of tight games. We know own goals separated us in that fixture before, but yeah, we've got the respect for them. But we're on the up now. And we've got some players back, and we've had a good performance today, and hopefully hopefully we can go there and we can do something like that, but we know it's not going to be easy.
Excellent, mate. See you Tuesday. Cheers, Al.